Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome how many of 6 of us, I guess, to the TARC, May 19th, 2021, and it is 4 o'clock. I'd like to have, I guess, go around the Zoom and introduce ourselves for the record. Oscar, do you want to start? And then I'll go down the list.
Okay, yeah. Oscar Camel, Miami-Dade TPO. This is my TARC coordination hat.
Anab?
Anab Hyacinth, TARC member.
Aaron?
Aaron Stolier. I'm with 13th Floor Investments, and I am the development manager for Lincoln Douglas. So thank you guys for inviting me.
And Debbie?
I'm Debbie Swain, TARC member and vice chair.
And I'm Alex David, the TARC chair. So is there any workshop business to take care of, Oscar, or can we get right into the presentation?
No, I guess you want to just really quickly go over the rules of engagement.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to read them all out loud or not. You want to read them quickly, Alex?
Oh, I'm supposed to read. I'm just reading. This workshop is being held virtually and is being recorded. If you experience any difficulties, technical difficulties, you can call Lisa Juan at 617-453-4269 or email her at lisa.juan@kimley-horn.com, and so they'll assist you. Please remain muted throughout the workshop. If you wish to provide a comment, please use the raise hand. Once you see your microphone is unmuted, please proceed by providing your full name, agency, and agency represented, and then your comment. In compliance with all applicable rules and regulations, no actions or motions shall be permitted. Discussion shall be limited to matters listed, which is only one today. You can include in your discussion about the presentations, questions and answers, comments related to the presentation. Any committee member deviating from these guidelines will be reminded to the limitations. Please hold comments until presentations are concluded. And I believe that's it for the guidelines. So again, we have one informational item today that was requested by the TARC, and that is the Douglas Station presentation. It's coming along. You can see it for miles, which is great. I'm glad it's being developed. So anyway, with that, I could just, I believe, turn it over to Aaron. Oscar. Okay, so Aaron, you're it.
Awesome. Let me shut my door. Give me just 1 second. All right. Well, thank you guys for the invitation. I was asked to put together a 20-minute presentation to give you an overview on Lincoln Douglas. So I'm happy to make this as conversational as you all would like. So I can just start going through the project, give you an overview of where we are and where we're headed. And, feel free to chime in with questions as we go, and we can just talk through it. Actually, do you want me to share my screen so I can move back and forth between the slides? That may be easier. If you...
Is that appropriate, Oscar, or does Lisa have to do it?
I think Lisa has control of the screen if she wants. You say next slide.
Okay, so that's fine. So for background, I'm sure you guys know the history here, but Miami-Dade County decided to activate the Metro Rail stations. This one is the Douglas Station, which back in 2016, there was an RFP. We entered into a 90-year ground lease to develop 7 acres. And this is the program that we are building. We are building 1,500 residential units and an office tower with 25,000 square feet of retail, a public plaza, and significant public improvements on the Metro Rail station. So let's go to the next slide. Right, so you all know the location. It's basically in between Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, and downtown. Let's keep going. And I have plenty of slides here, so I'll move quick. Okay, so this is a good shot that to orient you a little bit here, you are looking at US 1 on the bottom and then Douglas Road on the right. So that's the intersection that you're seeing where the blue building is at. That's the US 1 and Douglas Road intersection. We effectively have 5 buildings that we are building in this project. The green one is the one we call Tower 1 or Core. We are doing our TCO of Core in July, so we will start occupying the building in August. We've already started leasing that building, 312 units. The next building is the pink, which we call Cascade. It's 421 units, and that one will be done in October of next year. We have a public plaza right under it with a grocer. I can, yeah, I think we're past the confidential period, so I can announce that it's Milam's who's going to be on the ground floor, and they're going to be taking a proactive role in the public plaza and really activating that plaza. And they are taking 22,000 square feet of retail. So basically all the retail we had under the Cascade building, it's going to be occupied with Milam's. Then we have the station, which are those 2 lines that you see right through it, bifurcating the site. And then on the south side, which is where we currently have the surface parking, we're coming back and we're doing 3 buildings, 1 office tower and 2 residential towers on a shared podium. So in total, we have about 1,400 units residential, 300,000 square feet of office, and about 30,000 square feet of retail with all the public improvements. Let's go to the next slide. Here is a site plan. So you see, if you recall the way the site laid out before we got engaged in the project, the buses were on the south side. And the first order of business was to rebuild the bus road on the north side in between our project and the water and sewer building. Move the bus base over, move the buses over with a new traffic circle under the guideway, and replace the surface parking on the south side of the property so that we could build what we call Tower 1 and Tower 2. We are now in construction of Tower 1 and Tower 2. Once we finish Tower 2, we are going to move all of the transit users back into Tower 2 garage, and then that'll free up the south side of the project for us to come back and build the other 3 towers. So it's a dancing game of making sure that we accommodate the public parking while we build the first couple of towers and then we come back. That's really the logic and the thought process for sequencing. Let's go to the next one. So this is what phase 1 looks like in terms of sequencing. You see the 2 white buildings are what we call Tower 1 and Tower 2, which are currently being built. Tower 1 is done. Tower 2 is going to be done in October of next year. You have the bus base, the station, the surface parking, and the new traffic circle we built. Let's go to the next one. Oh, and you have the underline going through it. So yeah, so this is a good image that shows the underline that's crossing on 37th, going through the station. The pedestrian path goes on the north side. Where the bus bays are at, the bicycle path goes on the south side. And then they come back together after the station on the south side. There's quite a bit of public improvement on the project. And so for this committee, this is an important aspect, which is we're renovating the Metro Rail station, we're changing all the tile, all the pavers. We are working with Art and Public Places to create an artist fence around the station. If you live within the area, or have driven or have used the Metro Rail, you can already see the first phase of the station renovated, and you can already see the first part of the artist fence. So we're working with Felice Croden, which was an artist elected by Art and Public Places, that's working on a fence that has a little bit of an infrastructure designed to it with metal elements that are carved and painted in a different color. It's actually very cool. And it's now getting installed. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, so this is a good image that shows the artist fence and what that area is going to look like after it's built. Let's go to the next one. So this is another image of the artist fence. So this is the auxiliary building behind the station. That's just a gray color right now. It's part of the artwork that Art and Public Places is doing to paint it with these 2 colors, which which is going to look very cool. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, so this is the detail of the fence and what that art piece will look like. Let's go to the next one. And another view of the station. So in terms of scope on the station, we are doing all the tiles. We are closing the south side entrance with the artist fence. We are changing elevators, escalators. We are going on the platform as well and doing new tile on the platform, and then refurbishing all the seating areas on the station with new metal, new cladding, new seating, new wood, and just refreshing the entire station, so it looks, more modern, and it just ties to the brand new development. We're also redoing the security guard area there with a new metal. What else? Yeah, the tile. I mean, once you walk if you guys ever go to the station and you walk phase 1, which is the area to the north, I guess. Is it north or is it east? Northeast. You can already see the new tile and it looks spectacular. Let's go to the next one. So in terms of landscaping, we've worked hand in hand with the underline DAC to make sure that the landscaping tied to the underline guidelines. And we have a landscaping plan that we put forth. And then all of the features for the underline are very, very thought out. They are, coordinated with the underline, with their specs, with what they've done on Brickle in phase 1. We've actually instituted some of the lessons learned from phase 1 and improved them here. So we've spent a year working with the underline team, with Irene in particular at the county, to make sure that we button up the underline and it's just as best of an experience as it can be. It's a tricky area with the underline going through so many columns and so many twists and turns, and it's and crossings, and it's quite complicated. But I think we are very happy with the result of the design. Let's go to the next one. So here's the tile that we're putting on the station, the tactile surface as it is now, and we are coordinating with safety in terms of how to execute and how to do it in phases, so that at all times we have a ongoing operating station and we don't have to shut it down. So we're working our best to accommodate that, and working night shifts and weekends and all that kind of stuff to make sure that we are as least intrusive as we can. Let's go to the next one. And then we're changing all of the, FF&E type fixtures, so seatings, trash receptacles, all that kind of stuff. We are just modernizing and making it look nice. We are also installing some canopies, so you can see on the north side, the 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, all that is the canopies for folks as they wait for the buses. We're going to be putting some covered canopies, and so we're in the process of permitting those. Let's go to the next one. And then lighting. This lighting is really determined by the underline, to be honest. This is the lighting fixtures that the underline is using on the Brickle, and we're just following their lead in terms of what the fixtures look like. Let's go to the next one. And the trash receptacles and FF&E features like that. You can keep going. So this is our first tower, Tower 1, which is 312 units. Retail on the ground floor, 6,000 square feet. We are under LOI with a smoothie place and then with a sushi place, and we have 2 more bays to fill out. The amenities are really spectacular. On the 3rd floor, we have everything from gym, yoga, business center, little rooms for people to work out of, game room, all that kind of stuff, media room, all that. On the rooftop, we have a pool. It's actually really nice. If you are ever in the area and want to walk it with me, I'm happy to take you up the building. Just let me know. I'll circulate my contact after. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, here's a little bit of a look on the ground floor of the retail. Go to the next one. This is Tower Cascade. our second residential tower. So this shows, this is a view of the phase that you currently see in construction. Once it's done, this is what it's going to look like. And then it's missing the face on the left over the surface parking. This is our Cascade building with Milams on the ground floor, and that experience, that plaza experience there. With the landscaping, we're actually putting some lightings on the Cascade. There's a little bit of you guys will appreciate it since you're a design focus group. There is, a little bit of a play between Tower 1 and Tower 2 in that Tower 2 has a cascade popping out in terms of the glass that goes up the building. Tower 1 is the inverse of it. So the exoskeleton of the building's popped out, and then the negative space creates a little bit of a cascade. So it's kind of like the mirror image of each other, the two towers. We just felt that it was important for us to set this project up as a mixed-use project where there's a synergy to it, where the combination of all the different faces and all the different buildings speaks for something higher than each individual on its own. Let's go to the next one. This is just the ground floor experience where the lobby is at, where the grocer Milams will go, and then it just shows the underline and how that borders the building, how it goes into the station with the walking path on the right and the bike path on the left or the south side of the station. You can go to the next one. And then these are the amenities on the second tower. So we have the pool, we have the gym, we have the club room, the business room, the game room, all the children's area, etc. Let's go to the next one. And here's a view in construction, so you can see what it looks like. This is a couple, this may be 4 weeks old. We've now topped off the second tower, and we are pushing to finish the first tower. All right, let's go to the next one. And here's another angle. So you're looking from Douglas Road west. Let's go to the next one. And here's some massing showing what the south side will look like in terms of proportions. We're still working on the design of that, but we are going to come back and do another 3 towers there. As you may know, this is RTC zoning, so we have the ability to go up to 40 stories, which, from a ridership and transit perspective, it's really what the smart plan is all about. And so we've been trying to maximize that as much as we can. The second tower is actually 36. On the south side, we're going to look at something similar. Let's go to the next one. So that's a high level overview. I'm happy to dive into any specific aspects. I thought I would focus on some of the visuals and paint a picture of what the project will look like, just to get you oriented and give you an overview. Happy to answer any questions if you have any.
All right, thank you very much. Just one question. I mean, well, I've been around the site looking at what's going on. What are the total number of units in all phases, and also the square foot non-residential square footage at the end of the project?
So it's about 1,400 units total. The first phase has 733 units, and the balance will come on the second phase, which is what you see south of the rail. In terms of office, we're looking at 300,000 square feet of office. So gross construction, you're looking at 2 million feet. Net leasable, you're looking at 1.4 million square feet. And then we have about 28,000 square feet of retail.
All right, thank you. Debbie or Anab, do you have any questions? Sorry, there's a printer behind me, so.
Yeah, I'm always particularly interested in the landscaping and the bike and ped aspect, and that's one of the things that had my interest in seeing how this project was integrating with the underline. And what I'm seeing, I'm really pleased with. I'm pleased that not to see the normal cheap, lazy, solitaire palm type landscaping, but, and that you're coordinating with the underline on landscaping, lighting, you know, and the separating the bike and ped and still accommodating all that, I think is wonderful. One question I have is the intersection, crossing the busy streets that abut the property. Is there, what's being done for traffic and also for bike and ped traffic that you all are contributing to this?
So it's a great question. Thank you. It's a question we've struggled for, you know, a year, to be honest, in figuring out how do we best accommodate the underline crossing, Douglas Road in particular. That's the one main focus road that it's very busy and it's very tricky to cross. So if you see where the underline actually comes, this image is actually great to show it. So the underline actually comes under the guideway and pops out mid-street at Douglas Road. So, you know, from the underline perspective, they wanted to see if there was any way to do a mid-street crossing there. And we spent countless hours with county traffic trying to figure out, is there a way to do it and how would we do it? Their main concern is that US 1 has this right turn lane into Douglas Road. So it's not a stop sign, it's not a yield. It's basically you come from US 1 and if you're going fast, you just make your right turn and go straight into Douglas Road. So it was, no engineer would sign off from the county traffic perspective on providing a mid-street crossing there for the underline because of it's just very unsafe. And then if you were able to, if you block the right turn lane from US 1, you know, it would just create more traffic than US 1 already has. So they didn't want to do that. So basically what we had to do was take the underline all the way to the Peacock intersection, which is I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but it's basically Douglas Road and Peacock, and cross there. That's why you see the underline coming into our property and then going all the way south, bordering the plaza, so it gets into the guideway again. So we're basically redoing that intersection. We're redoing the crossing, we're redoing the signaling, we're redoing the you know, where the stop sign is, we're just repainting and redoing all that. And that's really the only way that we could get county traffic on board with having a crossing for the underline, because they would just not do mid-street crossing, understandably so. Like, you know, it's a tricky intersection to do anything other than cross at Peacock and Douglas.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with where Peacock and Douglas is. I know where the existing crossing is, and I can see your mouse now. Okay.
There.
Okay.
You see how the underline starts there and then goes south into the guideway again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically where we had to do,
Okay.
because if you could not do mid-street at Douglas Road, you could not do a crossing mid-street.
Right. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. I mean, right now it's pretty scary. There's not, I mean, the way it has been, there's not really a way to go, and it puts you out, you're going over a curb and into the parking lot and across the street and then behind the drugstore and catching up on the other side. It's all very awkward. So I see. Okay.
All right, question. Does the tower include any type of lighting, maybe LED light or something that would enhance the skyline after dark?
Yes. The Cascade Tower, we are doing LED lights on the Cascade element. So it'll look really nice at night, just on that tower.
Perfect. I wish you had a rendering of that.
I wish. Yeah, it's definitely a design element. I mean, I don't know if you can notice, but next time you drive, look at we have a different glass on the balconies than what we have inside of what we call that cascade, which is that element that, you know, makes its way up the building in a diagonal way. And just the way the sun hits it, it's more reflective on the cascade than on the other buildings. So next time you drive around, look at how the sun hits the building and how the cascade really pops out. So at night, it's going to be the LED lights. During the daytime, it's just the element of the reflection from the glass. You know, we think that detail is going to look cool.
All right, cool. I'll definitely check it out.
And I think Oscar has my signature I mean, happy to answer any other question, but I think Oscar has my signature. Feel free to save my phone. If you guys are ever in the area and want to walk the building, let me know and I'll walk it with you. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a great,
Definitely will.
yeah, I'd love that.
I don't think we could, I don't think we can do that as a group because of the, I don't know, because of sunshine, but
Yeah, we'll have to figure that, unless it is a sunshine meeting, then we could go, you know, do it, but otherwise, we'll figure, you know, in the
figure it
future.
out.
Yeah. No, I think it's a very interesting, a great project, a lot of stuff going on. Oscar, I think everyone got an invite for the underlying phase. It's phase 2, right, Oscar?
And we haven't scheduled it yet for this year, but we can once it's available.
What was the public meeting we were invited to in the near future?
Yeah, I sent that email. Yeah, everybody on TARC received that public workshop notice. I forget the date right now.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
coming
have,
up. Yeah, could you resend it, because I just looked for it and I couldn't find it because I was going to announce the date, but that's phase 2, I believe, in it, but it only goes from Coral Way, 13th Street, and, you know, Brickell area down to 19th Avenue, I believe. So I think this would be the next phase. I think, I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I'll resend the link, no problem.
Yeah, please, because like I said, that's what I was just looking for that, and I don't know where it went. You know? So, all right. Any other questions, comments?
not me. I'm very happy that you presented this to us, that we get to see, we've been able to see, you know, changes being made to all these stations, and this one just went by us. So but I'm very pleased with what the, like I said, the incorporation with the underline and all the selections. So
Awesome. Well,
Great.
thank you for that. And we, you know, we're always, we have a very collegial and open working relationship with all the folks at the county. So, you know, like whatever you guys need from us, we're happy to be helpful. And, you know, like I said, if you are able to walk the project, happy to organize it as well. Just let me know.
Great.
thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys.
All right,
right.
thanks for accommodating.
And
So,
Thank you.
there
Great
we
work.
have it. The next workshop, June 16th.
Yeah.
So anything scheduled for that date, Oscar, or not yet?
Yeah, I just got an email from, let's see if I find it here. Yeah, for the South Dade Transitway.
Okay, for
It just
station
says, I have to
review.
talk to him. This gentleman's name is Gregory Harleston. I just got his email earlier today. He's with Senior Communications Specialist at Holt Communications. And he would like to present the South Dade Transitway project. So I'll speak to him, see exactly what that is, because that's huge. We've seen it. Yeah.
I know a little bit about that one, but
Yeah.
I don't know his name doesn't sound familiar. So
So hopefully we'll have another workshop in June. And then
Okay.
I think slowly but surely we may start going back to the office. So maybe July or so we may have an in-person meeting. Maybe our first one.
I'm vaccinated.
me too.
Okay, I don't know if they can make that a requirement, but we'll see what the protocols are, mask requirements and all that when we cross that bridge.
Yeah. Oscar, thank you so much for organizing this this presentation today.
You're welcome, Debbie. I know you asked us.
It's in my neighborhood, so I was really interested.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry it took so long, but we finally got around to it.
No, it was worth it. And I would like to be able to get a link or however you do it to the recording of this meeting.
Okay.
I can look at it a little closer. I don't want to stick my face in the camera. I see my screen, so I need to go back.
I know. I should have said expand
Oh,
the
like
screen.
Yeah.
That's
So-
all right, baby. You look
Alright.
great in there.
All right, anything else? Okay, we'll have a good Memorial Day weekend, which is approaching next week.
Yeah, and I did look, the underlying meeting is May 25th. I think
Okay,
it's, I mean, you'll see on the invitation, it's Tuesday, May 25th from
Next Tuesday.
6:30 to 8 p.m.
right. I remember the time, but I just couldn't, I knew it was coming up. I just can't find
Yeah,
the email.
exactly when, right.
Anyway, all
All
right.
right, everybody.
Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks again.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.